Hello and welcome back. Today I have two animations for you. One of them is made with Krita, the other one is made with Clip Studio. Before I get into this, let's play a little game if you want to, of course. Write down in the comments down below which one do you think is made with which program. Let me know, and the first 500,000 million gazillion people we will receive a yogurt from me. Probably not, but let's just keep this. Yeah. Is this the best animation software that we're gonna find out in this video? Probably not, because none of them are made specifically only for animation. After we point out this very important fact, let's get into the processes of the making of both of these two animations. I'm not gonna reveal to you yet which one is which, but I will be talking about the pros and the cons I had using these two softwares from my personal perspective, but maybe your will be a bit different. Maybe you had a better experience with one of them or worse experience, so keep that in mind when I'm going on with this video. I will be comparing both of these softwares by, I guess, three main components. One of them will be the price, the other one usability, and then flexibility. I did a similar video like this a few months ago, a year ago, I don't know, but back then I compared Krita and OpenTools, so now we're gonna do Krita and Clip Studio. Let's just start with the first criteria, which is the price. Clip Studio, it is a paid program, and the price for it will be vary, so I don't want to put a fixed price, but right now, as I'm recording of this video, this is the value of the program. And Krita, technically it says it's free. You can get Krita free on their website, but you can find Krita, for example, in the Microsoft Store to be paid. It is free, but it can be paid in the wrong places. But keep in mind, if you do want to support them, there are ways even on their website. So that out of the way, we have a, let's just say that Krita is free, because I was using the free version on my PC and I was using the paid version of Clip Studio again on my PC. So I'm gonna walk you through my process for both of these animations, which was pretty much the same. I started out with designing first the characters, and I wanted to have two different characters, because before in the previous videos I was usually using the same animation. I was once animating it and then animating it in the other program, but this time also I want to use two different characters. Obviously they are very different when it comes to shape and form, even the color, even though they're kind of similar to a degree. So we have two different characters here. I try to design them to the color, to the finished result, so I can use them as a reference when I have to animate them. So the reference images of both of these characters are like, they have colors, they have highlights, they have shadows. But when you look at my two animations, the final animations, you will see that I didn't add any color. No, I add the color. What am I talking about? I add colors, but I didn't add any shadows nor highlights, because I wanted to do it fast. And yeah, that's the main reason I didn't add any of the colors of the shadows and the highlights. So that's the only difference, but pretty much the whole process of both of them was pretty much the same. It's just a design aspect, it's different, and obviously the program I was using was also different. How do you go to create a frame animation in both of these programs? I decided to, instead of use post method, where you have let's say a character and you just draw the main poses. In both of the cases, I had the characters designed, and the animation process was pretty much straight ahead. I didn't know what exactly I wanted the characters to do, so that took me a little bit of a while to get my mind of what exactly I want them to act. Do I want them to jump? Do I want them to just show guns, or I don't know. So it took me a while to get there, what kind of motions I wanted to create. So that was my mistake, but the programs in those cases were not a problem. I guess I couldn't say anything about that. So I started out with a rough animation. So let me just now go to the programs of how you make frame of animations in both of them. Pretty much it's almost the same process when it comes to Krita and Clip Studio. For example, in Krita, the way you make frame by frame animation is you have to have a layer. On that layer, you can start adding frames, blank frames on which you can start drawing your drawings. Same stuff in Clip Studio though, a little bit different. Instead of having one layer that you can create keyframes, frames, you need to create animation folder in which you can add animation frames. But they're not called animation frames, they're called animation layers. Well, they're not called animation layers, they're just called layers. So it's a little bit confusing because you're looking to create frame and then you see another layer pops on the right, depends where you position it, of course. But if I create a new keyframe, you will see another layer popping on my right, and it takes a while to get used to it, but it's not a big deal. I think from that perspective, when it comes to UI, I think the UI, that's the user interface, right? The user interface in Krita is a little bit better than the user interface in Clip Studio, because in Clip Studio the animation timeline is a bit more complicated. It's not complicated, but it's harder to move around the frames and the keyframes. Unlike Krita, where everything is there and you can just easily have access and to move stuff around, and you don't have to deal with many layers on one side. You just only have to read the timeline where you can see your keyframes there. And in Clip Studio, that's a little bit harder because it's harder to select your keyframes on your timeline. It's harder to move them. I guess I haven't worked that much with Clip Studio, so it took me a while to readjust from one workspace to another. But that's I think the main difference in both of the programs. When it comes to navigating around your keyframes, for example, especially for the animation timelines. They're a little bit different, but they do pretty much the exact same thing as any animation timeline would. The only difference is you end up with a lot of layers. That's Clip Studio, unlike Krita. So the usability, we go to this point of the comparison. After I was done with the rough animation, I started adding the lines as you do. Now, both my animations, I'm not a huge fan of them. They're not the best. I think they're like good enough to show you that you can make simple frame-by-frame animations, and if you put more effort into them and make them better, not like me, you will get better results. But so far so good, I might say. The usability though, I think I didn't take the best advantage out of these two programs. I didn't have the full idea of what kind of movement they will be doing, so I was going straight ahead, which meant that I was moving limbs and let's say head or whatever in different in the weird positions, and the perspective was obviously lost in that matter. Why I say in Clip Studio I didn't use the full accessibility there is because they have those 3D mannequins that you can grab from your library, and you can position them in 3D space so they can act as a reference for your character, which I could have done this and I forgot that they had it, so I didn't use that. It can be very useful, and your perspectives and your drawings will become a little bit better, and you will have a better idea how to draw stuff when you have a reference, and I didn't use that. Krita doesn't have a stock library of different positioning of characters. Krita does have something similar. Well, it's not similar, it's those line grids where you can use, let's say if you want to draw a building for a background or whatever, you can use those grids. But Clip Studio also have those, I believe. It's just there you can also bring you can also manipulate 3D objects so you can get the right perspective, which I didn't do. So in this case, I will have to give an extra point to Clip Studio because I feel like it's more usable and has more features than Krita does. So next stage, the next area that we're gonna look at is the flexibility. As I said in the beginning of this video, Krita can be used, well, maybe I didn't say, but I said it was almost free on some platforms. For example, the Microsoft Store, their Krita is not free for whatever reason. Krita can be installed on most of your apps. Same thing with Clip Studio. But when it comes to animation, I think that people were having trouble with exporting their animation, let's say on an Android device. For Clip Studio, if you take the 13 days trial, why did I call it trial, if you take the trial version for your mobile device or an iPad, I'm not quite sure. I saw a video that someone said that they cannot export their animation there, but that I need to double check on that. I don't want to just give you false information there, but I know for sure that Krita so far cannot export their animations on mobile devices, and it cannot be used. So the flexibility in this criteria, I'm more keen to give that flexibility to Clip Studio rather than Krita, even though that technically both of these programs can be accessed in all of the, like, most devices that you have, and you can use them, but mainly the drawing function, the illustration side of things, not the animation. So maybe for the flexibility, I want to give it to Clip Studio, but then again, if you are getting the paid version of Clip Studio, I guess if you're just starting out with animation and you're looking for a software where you can make your animations, I will probably say go with Krita because it's free. So if you don't like it, or if you're just starting out, then Krita, I think, is a better option for those type of people who are just starting out. While Clip Studio, it's a bit more heavy, if you will. If you're only serious, maybe only then commit to getting Clip Studio, even though I don't think Clip Studio will be better for animation as well. So as I said at the beginning of this video, Clip Studio and Krita, their main functions, their main target function is not to make animations in them, but to draw and make illustrations. So it's a little bit different, and it is a function that both of them have, that you can make frame-by-frame animations. But if you're serious about it and you want to invest in animation software, my honest opinion is to not invest in none of them. Not because they're bad programs, I think both of them are great, but because animation future in both of them is not their main focus, you will get what you're gonna pay for. If you want to invest, maybe try to figure out some other animation softwares. The moment of truth, actually. Here are my two animations, as I said at the beginning of the video. Final question, can you really guess which one is which? I think the results that I'm looking at are pretty much the same results. You can, if we have to actually draw the line and say which one is better, I don't think both of them can give you almost the exact same results. And if you spend more time, your animations will be better, as I said. But yeah, it's really hard to pick a program. So it's really up to you and your budget. Again, as I said, if you're serious about it, obviously invest in the program that you're gonna use. Maybe not just for animation, but definitely if you have to invest in one of them, I'll definitely pick Clip Studio. But if you're someone who is just starting out, there's no point of trying to waste money, if you will, into a software that maybe you will not use after a week or after a month, right? So start small and keep going, and you will progress. That's the thing. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the animations. Let me know if you got the right answer. It's okay if you didn't. Don't worry. I'm not gonna send you yogurt. Don't worry. If all the people who actually got it right, I will not send you yogurt either. It's okay. Nobody. I mean, yogurt is good. Okay, not the sweet one. Sweet one is fake. Okay, real yogurt, it's good. I don't know why I'm talking about yogurt now. Anyway, I'm gonna see you in the next one. If you do enjoy this video, there's another video like this somewhere here on the screen if you want to watch more. If you do want me to make more of these videos, let me know by liking the video and all that stuff that people say in their videos. And I'm gonna see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoy this one. Yeah, that's the video. Goodbye for now.